Bada boom, bada bang.
Well, hello there, and pardon the interruption. This video is brought to you by the Super Comfortable Mattress Company, now offering our Elite model in version 4. The best night's sleep, guaranteed. Maximum cushioning, maximum knocked outness. Super comfortable, super sleep.
Bada bop. We are going back in the archives, revisiting a piece of ancient history. This is the New Balance SC Elite V4. It released in spring 2024. Do you remember that? Spring 2024, one whole year ago today. And I know a lot of people now in spring 2025 are looking for race shoes. So I'm highlighting a lot of the race shoes on the market right now so you can get your marathon shoe or your summer and spring mileage long run shoe. And guess what? If you're looking for your spring marathon shoe or your summer marathon shoe or your fall marathon shoe, you've got to be on the Supwell app. It's my app. It's the best place for hobby joggers to buy, sell, and trade running shoes. Somebody said the other day, those Supwell app promos are getting annoying. And you know what I was thinking to myself? The prices of running shoes at MSRP are annoying. And that's why I started the Supwell app, because you can find shoes like this for $130. People are selling brand new Alphaflys, brand new Adios Pro 4 for $150. You could also make trades, and it's the most supportive place to be if you're looking for accountability, support, and fun. Come on, you can't forget the fun. Supwell app. All right, enjoy today's video.
Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. But mother will catch you, cradle and all. Baby is drowsy, cozy and fair. Mother sits near in her rocking chair. Forward and back, the cradle she swings. Though baby sleeps, he hears what she sings. From the high rooftops down to the sea, no one's as dear as baby to me. Wee little fingers, eyes wide and bright, now sound asleep until morning light. I never realized how squeaky the floors are until I'm trying to leave the house at 5 a.m. silently. There's some gosh dang loud hardwoods. Yeah, my mom's here this morning. So I'm going to the gym to bang out my long run on the treadmill. Reason being,
it's quicker. If I go to the gym, that means I can start in the darkness. I theoretically could start my run in the darkness on the roads too, but I'm not going to do that. So I can, oh, there we go, Wall Street Journal. I'll get it when I come back. Something was wet on my seat. Charlie said don't film and drive. Barefoot Mafia has infiltrated my bedroom. So I'm at the edge of the driveway here. I'm not going to film and drive. I'll see you at the gym. Alright, we're here. There are no other cars here this fine Sunday morning at the gym. But yeah, the reason I came here was because I wanted to knock this out early. Not worry about waiting for the sun to come up. I don't really like running my long runs in the dark, and going on the treadmill means I could bang this out early. So we're gonna do this in that New Balance SC Elite V4. I haven't eaten breakfast or anything because my mom stayed in my office right there, so I wasn't trying to make a whole lot of noise this morning. So I brought my pancakes in the car here, and I have my coffee. So I'm gonna drink this right here. I actually have to turn the car off though, because it's on low. It was on low miles range, so I'll have to get some gas after this. But eat my breakfast in silence here. I was listening to the Old Chants, and then we can go inside. Dude, Old Chants? I'm talking old Chants. 10-day Chants? Bangers. Since there's no one in the gym, it's actually super nice morning out here. But since there's no one in the gym, I'm just gonna go there and eat my blueberry pancakes in there. Oh my goodness. It's still a wild song to have blasting at 5:30 a.m. on a Sunday in the gym. Oh my goodness. Bro, this is copyright music, but I might have to just leave it and take the L on monetization on this video because it's too perfect. $36.24.36. That's not the stack height of the SC Elite V4 here. I can't even do an overview with this song playing. Hold on, I'm gonna eat my breakfast. Bro, they have 90s hits just blasting this morning. They usually have Yacht Rock on about a 3 or 4 out of 10 volume. They've got the 90s slappers on an 8 this morning. I'm going to throw in my own headphones when we go on the treadmill, but it's loud. I can't think. New Balance SC Elite V4 here. Can you even hear me? I'm going to listen back to the footage real quick and see how loud these beats are. Alright, it seemed okay. What I'm doing now is putting my AirPods in so I can't hear the music as much. And then I can hear my own voice, kind of. It's really loud. This might be the loudest gym music I've ever heard. But you know what's not loud? You know it's not abrasive and aggressive? The New Balance SC Elite V4. This thing is quiet. You know why it's quiet? Because we've been sleeping on this. Have we been sleeping on this? That's the question today. Have we been sleeping on the New Balance SC Elite V4? I came up with my 5 best race shoes for spring 2025 last week. We also came out with the spring power rankings, or the March power rankings. We're doing category roundups each month to keep tabs on where things are moving. This thing made
neither of those lists, and I don't think I heard one complaint on Instagram or YouTube that this was left off. I see people post a run on this maybe once every 3 to 4 weeks on the Supwell app, once every 2 weeks on the Supwell app, but it's certainly not a viral hit like the OG Cielo X1 was for the Max Stack. It's not an aggressive banger like the Alphafly or Baby Got Back or Sky Paris. So what is this thing? Bro, now they're just yelling about Lenny Kravitz. So, key things here. This is a Max Stack race shoe. It has a ton of foam underfoot, 4mm drop, which means unlike a lot of the race shoes, which have a 6 to 8mm drop, you're getting a lot of foam in the forefoot too. I felt that this was just too much foam for my personal liking. However, there's different shoes for different types of runs. And not every single run I'm going to be going all out wanting to hit a marathon PR or a half marathon PR. And that's what a lot of people like this thing for. Comfortable, stable shoe. I remember this was a really nice wide base type of shoe. I also remember the foam feeling just okay. This version of Piba in here, not feeling the most exciting. And this was New Balance's first time putting Piba into their race shoe. I actually think their old foam was better at offering a comfortable ride, that old version of Fuel Cell, the TPU EVA blend. And now a lot of brands are going to TPU. Isn't that ironic? But yeah, nice rocker here, long sloping rocker. Again, not aggressive. There's not a lot aggressive about this shoe other than the yellow and orange colorway. And it's funny, this only came out 1 year ago, but something about it already looks dated in this colorway. Isn't that so interesting how quickly time moves? Where was I going with that? Is this shoe just dated in general? Or is this what we need? Is there a place for a comfortable cruiser like this? And I think that's where New Balance got lost with the development of the SC Elite V4 versus the V3. They tried to make it more aggressive by adding the Piba. They tried to make it faster. They added a really nice rocker here, but it didn't quite hit in the same way as an Alphafly, a Vaporfly, a Sky Paris, a Hoka Rocket X2, any of that, even an Adidas Adios, an Adios Pro 4 or 3. I don't love the Pro 4, but the Pro 3 was a banger. It's kind of that no man's land of comfortable, yes, stable, yes, but doesn't have that special quality. So that's what I'm going to be searching for this morning. Special quality, 20 miles on the treadmill. We need something special other than... they said this is Lenny Kravitz's first hit. This is not my culture. But this is more of what I would expect to hear in this gym. This is usually the type of music they're playing. Yeah, man, we'll see if we can't get some juice out of the SC Elite V4 here this morning. Plan for this run. Let me go grab my book over there. Bro, I wonder if this is Barefoot Mafia as well. They don't want me to monetize my video, so they cranked up the copyright music as loud as possible. Trying to mess with the bag. Guess what? I'm going to throw a pitch shifter on my voice.
So that everything is distorted and you won't be able to unmonetize me. You cannot mess with my bag. Don't try me. Don't try me.
Speaking of bags, we have the magic bag here. Plan for this run, we have, so that's the first thing I pulled out of the magic bag. Daniel's running formula. Plan for this run, this is the book of Daniels. This is what we've got, 20 steady, just a nice 20 miler, nothing fancy. We don't have a workout today. I did have a beast workout on Friday, these 6 kilometers. And it's crazy because I was looking at how I did them last year because I was doing the same plan. I was doing these kilometers in 3:25 last year. This year I was hitting them in 3:02, 3:04. So that is a lot of progression. And I wasn't even able to do the 4x400s at the end of the workout last year. This year I was banging those at a 4:40 pace. So, man, consistency really pays off. What else do we have in the magic bag? Oh, yeah, so I was debating running in this shoe, and then I decided to just leave it in the bag because I thought it would be a good comparison. Look at this. If you just compare these two, I've talked about this before, the bruisers versus the cruisers. Look how narrow the Hyperion Elite 4PB is. This is not one of my favorite shoes either. I got to get some more miles in it at some point, but it's an okay shoe. It's trying to be more aggressive. But look how narrow it is compared to the New Balance SC Elite. Same thing on the bottom. This is where you can really see it. The New Balance is just so wide. I wish I was a little bit taller, too. The beats are just too funny this morning. Yeah, the New Balance is a big shoe. It always just feels like a massive shoe on foot to me, especially compared to the other race shoes in the category. But even compared to Max Stack shoes, even compared to what I'm wearing this morning, the 1080 V13, it's a big shoe. And then what else do we have in here? Clothes for this morning. So I'm actually going to go to the bathroom and change. No copyright music in here, man. No copyright music. Copyright music is the real enemy. Alright, so this is the... Oh, this is a secret new merch I'm testing. Let me get this out of here. But yeah, this is the swag for this morning. So you ever heard of this brand? Soar? I'd never heard of it until about 2 weeks ago. They emailed me and they said they wanted to send me some stuff. So they came through and they blessed me with the swag pack. 2 pairs of shorts, 2 shirts, some socks. This stuff is not cheap. It's basically like 2 Alphaflys right here. And this is just a shirt, a singlet, and some shorts. So shout out to Soar putting in work. And then I looked up the brand, and everyone says this is basically the best performance running gear out right now. So that's pretty fire. Game recognized game. Alright, I can't find the socks. Bro, that would be a giant L if I didn't bring these socks, because the socks I'm wearing are like these thick REI winter socks. I really don't want to do a 20-mile treadmill run in those. I think that might be the case. Alright, depending on whether or not I get copyright struck for the music, will determine on how big of an L this is. This could be the day's biggest L or the day's second biggest L. But that's an L regardless. You want to take a look at these socks? Bro, these are thick and chunky socks. We're going to have to go 2.5 hours in these. These are designed for winter hiking. Oh gosh. Alright. Well, yeah, I'm going hobby jogger hat. Soar singlet. This thing is like a 16-pack of Morton right here. Shout out to Soar putting in work. It's also super light. And then this is the marathon shorts from Soar. These are super. You're not going to catch me running around in these in broad daylight. That's why I had to come here into the darkness of the treadmill to test these. Can you see how short these are? I think that's about a 1/2 inch inseam. By the way, we're testing some supwell shorts. We're trying to figure out some supwell shorts for the summer drop. The inseam is going to be much longer, and we're going to have some pockets on it. But things like this are good for coming to the treadmill. And the reason why I want to run in these this morning is I'm always too hot on the treadmill no matter what I wear. I tried the CLA stuff and this super light Asics singlet I had, and it was also hot. So this should be nice. This is supposed to be some of the lightest stuff out there. We'll give it a shot this morning. I just can't believe I'm taking an L on these socks. I guess the good thing is the New Balance SC Elite V4, they're a size 11. So, because that was all they had when they sent them to me. So these will be thicker in there to provide some more space or less space, because I'm usually a 10.5. I'm going to change. We need to put some supple stickers on here, but man, that's a high split. Oh gosh. That's a high split, bro. You can't even see my knee. That's about 2 feet of thigh with these things exposed. That's my hip bone right there. They got the hip bone peeking out. That's some hip cleavage. I don't know how I feel about these, man. Oh gosh, but little do they know, I'm really flexing on them. This costs a student loan payment right now, sore fit. Haters looking sore when they see me pull up in the sore. Hey, I shouldn't even throw that tag out. That's like a week's worth of groceries for a family of 5 right there, just that tag. Alright, let's go back into the copyright music zone. I wish I knew where the button was to turn it down. I'm not going to start poking around where I'm not supposed to be. It's funny how 90s hits and 2000s hits are so different. This one's like, and then 2000s hits are, she moved my body like a cyclone. She wanna money all night long. Lacing up the SC Elite V4 here. It's interesting, man. I never thought about this in the SC Elite, but this does have one of those mid-foot bump feeling step-ins. Like the Cielo, like the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 2 and 3, there's more foam in the midfoot. Dude, some days we're just fighting forces bigger than ourselves. Would you say he's just a friend? Would you say he's just a friend? Yeah, nice wide fit. A lot of people like this because you get some room in the toe box. Stability is good, but even just stepping in, it doesn't feel like an aggressive race shoe at all. It feels like a trainer. And the foam is comfortable. It is comfortable here, but it's not super soft, squishy. I'm not getting a big rocker. Oh my gosh. Bismarck Key is Max Cushion Gang. Yeah, this feels like a Max Cushion Gang shoe. It's funny, some people have said this is the real Super Blast killer, so we'll see if that's the case today. Yeah, plan is 20 miles, nice relaxed pace. This is one of those runs where I just want it to be over before it's even starting. The gym has not helped me out at all this morning. Let's do this thing. Would you say he's just a friend? I feel like Wilt. I feel like Wilt Chamberlain in these 3-inchers. Drop 100 in the Wilts. Drop 100-mile leak in the 3-inch split shorts. Look
his action shot. It's fine. Oh, the singlet is worth a single mother's car payment. That's crazy. Whatever the opposite of demon time is, that's what these shoes have me on. This clown mode. Here's some clown shoes. I feel like a clown with how big they are. Let me talk to them real quick, man. Here's why I love mileage. Mileage doesn't care who your daddy is. Mileage doesn't care where you went to school. Mileage doesn't care where you send your kids to school. Mileage doesn't care what your zip code is. Mileage doesn't even care what kind of shoes you have on. All that mileage cares about is that you treat it nicely and correctly and properly and run it. That's all that mileage cares about. You gotta run the mileage. You gotta respect the mileage. A lot of people talk about money, power, and respect. It's about the mileage, power, and respect. You guys know that A6 means animae sanctus in anime corpus. In Latin, sound mind, sound body. Sound mind, sound body. What does that sound like to my mind? You know what that sounds like to my mind? That sounds like something a cult tells their members. Sound mind, sound. You buy this $200 shoe with the Super Blast, you can be part of the cabal member. The membership. You can run farther and faster. All it takes is $200, and that will transform your running. You gotta watch out. Sound mind. They're out here brainwashing people. Animae sanctus and animae corpus. Pater nostrum. Pater nostrum. I used to know the whole entire Lord's Prayer in Latin. I don't remember it anymore. Alright, somebody asked me for a Nav Album review. On My Way to Rexdale by the Canadian rapper Nav. This marks his 4th studio album. I'm just kidding, that's not how I do music reviews, but I am going to play it. Let's bang it. On My Way to Rexdale, Nav, let's go. Shout out to Kinshak Dasgupta for the request. Hold on. You just started singing on the first song. I was gonna say, before I get into it, I'm not the biggest Nav fan. Came out with a lot of generic trap in the 2010s that would make it onto those rap caviar type playlists on Spotify. He had some slappers for sure. I think his best song ever is actually his first hit single, but what he was able to do is successfully turn a bloop into a blast. He was able to turn one hit, when I don't know who I am, into a full career. So the majority of artists can't do that, especially within music. Some of them, like Cardi B or Trinidad James, have been able to do it through entertainment. He's built a solid music career. I'm sure he's a decently nice guy because he gets a lot of features on other people's albums. So there you go. He's successful. Not my favorite from an artistic standpoint, but certainly a savvy businessman. Alright, on my way to Rexdale. 5 seconds into the first track, let's do it. First 2 songs are solid. Bringing back that moody 2013 Canada vibe. I like it. Thoughts on the shoes so far? These just do not feel like an elite racing product. And the thing is, if you're running at a lower percentage of your VO2 max for a 5-hour marathon versus an elite who's running at a higher percentage of their VO2 max, basically, the faster your marathon time is, the harder you are running relative to your maximal paces. This does not feel like a shoe I'm going to take if I'm running closer to those maximal paces with the form that's required for me to hit those. It feels way more relaxed. It feels like a super blast in that sense, without the chunky, bulky heel. But we're only 6 miles in. 5.64. 5.65. 5.66. 5.67.
So we're done. It's actually a beautiful day outside, and you can't hear the 90s hits anymore because there's more people in here and there's ambient noise. But man, at 5 a.m., when it's just me and my thoughts, those beats were slapping. But yeah, it's crazy how much noise one elliptical makes over there. Alright, let's close this thing. Let's see. So I got 20 miles. Wow, this thing said 23.5. So you know what I learned about how this tracks your pace on the treadmill? It does it based on your cadence. So it thinks that because my cadence is, say it was 170 right there, and that's my typical cadence at a 6:30 pace last time I was on the treadmill, it's going to give me 23.5. Because last time I was on the treadmill, I was actually moving here. But today I was at a 7:49 pace. So now it's going to reset it. And next time it's going to think I'm slower. The thing with me is my cadence is always the exact same. So let's see here. Average cadence exactly 168. And no matter what, my cadence is usually around that. So it's just going to, if my last run was fast, it's going to say I did more miles on the treadmill. If my last run on the treadmill was slow, it's going to say I did fewer miles, no matter what it is. I actually think I'm going to, this is a little sneak peek, I think I'm going to be getting one of those Koros pods soon for a fun video I'm doing. I've been talking about the sponsor I got, fun video I'm doing with a sponsor. So I'm going to get the Koros pod. The sponsor is not Koros, but it's, the video is going to be testing some shoes and using data to do it, which will be fun. Nav Album, not good. That was not good. The first two songs were actually solid. It reminded me of the old 2010s moody Toronto vibes, the old Weeknd and Drake, and then the middle was just, it sounded like the old AI generated Nav that I do not like. So I'm sorry, Kinshak, the Nav Album is not Supwell certified. It's extremely mid. Very similar to the New Balance SC Elite V4 actually. And the combination of the Nav Album with these shoes, it quite honestly almost put me back to sleep. This thing feels like running on top of a mattress or two mattresses. It's large, it's a boat. The foam is comfortable like a mattress, but there's just no pop to it at all. It is a completely lifeless shoe. It's like a lukewarm bowl of oatmeal after getting 8.5 hours of sleep. Yeah, the SC Elite V4 is not a banger. We have not been sleeping on this shoe. I guess we have been sleeping on this shoe, but for good reason. You're going to get a good night's sleep if you're sleeping on the SC Elite V4. All right, let me get out of here. Oh, hold on. Before we go, nutrition on the treadmill this morning. I did, this was extras in my thing from last week. I did 4 gels. I did them just about every 30 minutes. This morning I went with non-caffeinated Morton, and then around mile 7 or 8 I did the caffeinated Torque Banafi. Then I went with Apple Crumble. This was about 1 hour and 45 minutes in, and then rhubarb and custard to close it out. Now I need some water.
Rob Banks says you were born in the 80s. How are you not grown up by now? The crazy thing is this looks so aggressive, but it's not. It's a nice Tempur-Pedic mattress.
Rockabye baby on the treetop.
20 miler in the New Balance SC Elite V4, also known as the super comfortable mattress, Elite model version 4. Knocked it out on the treadmill this morning. I wanted to get an early start to just finish this run. I didn't want to be banging around the house making a lot of noise this morning, so I was able to start in the dark. I don't love doing these long runs starting in the dark. There's also just a lot of preparation that goes into it. When I go into the gym, I can just get there, hop on the treadmill. I can stop at any time, fill the water. It's a nicer experience, and that was what this run was for. Not to have a nice experience necessarily, but relaxed miles. And if you look at the splits, the effort today was so low, nice and controlled. I pretty much hopped out of bed, rolled out of bed, and got right on the treadmill. And this was an extension of my sleep running in this thing. It is a completely unexciting shoe, but it was good because it's comfortable like a mattress that you might sleep on. But the goal of today's run was just to get the mileage, keep that consistency up. And the nice thing now, as I get faster, these shorter long runs or more relaxed long runs are actually over distance or over time runs. This was about, 2 hours, 37 minutes. Next time I run a marathon, goal time is going to be lower than that. So going for a nice relaxed 20 miler, that kills two birds with one stone. We get that aerobic power flexing, not power, but aerobic flexing, and we go longer than the time of our race, which is nice. If we're running a 3-hour marathon or a 3:30 marathon, we got to spend a lot longer time on feet during training to get that effect. But SC Elite V4, man, there's a reason why I don't revisit some shoes and we let sleeping shoes lie. This is not an exciting shoe. It is completely uninspiring. The foam is comfortable, and that's the number one quality that I always associate with the shoe when I'm thinking about it. The stability and the comfort, but it just does not have much pop to it. Now, in some cases, that could be a good thing. And if you remember, the last video I did with this shoe was actually oh man, I think it's mosquito season now. We're getting some mosquitoes, and it's not even April, so that's a new dynamic we're gonna be fighting off. Man versus mosquitoes. Last video I did on this was over a year ago. Maybe I've done one video since then, but it was comparing this to the Alpahfly, talking about the type of shoes that are best for different styles of runners. That is my most watched video of all time. The Here's Why Pace Matters when picking a race shoe. And a shoe like this, I said, and it still holds up today, is gonna be good if you want something more supportive for longer time on feet. And exactly what this run was for me this morning, a longer time on feet style of run where I'm not mashing the throttle, I'm not going demon time and trying to get the fastest possible time. That's what the Sky Paris is for. That's what the Alphafly is for me. That's what the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite is for. However, when I'm going to Carbon County, when I'm pulling for a race shoe, I want some sort of excitement, some sort of pop. And this thing for me just has no bounce to it whatsoever. It's not a bad shoe. There's nothing uncomfortable about it. It did take me some time to get used to the more moderate drop. It's just, I could get the same experience as this and the same effect on the same type of run in something like the Nimbus. It really felt so similar to an Asics Gel Nimbus or a New Balance More V5 or 1080 V13. There's slightly more bounce to it, but not by much. I picked up the pace a few times on the run. I just tapped the treadmill up. It got down to 7:30 for a few miles here and there, and then I just backed off because this is, again, easy days easy, hard days hard, right? This is not a hard workout. I have 3 hard workouts coming up in the next 2 weeks. So I actually was thinking, should I mash the last few miles at marathon pace? And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And no, I'm not going to keep the pace even up at 7:30 today. I'm going to put it back down at 7.5 miles an hour and cruise at 8 flat paces because I earned it. But when I did pick up the pace, there was just no bite at all in the shoe. No aggression. The rocker is really relaxed. The foam is very relaxed. It has that impact absorption quality. I was running yesterday in the Clifton 10. Feels similar to a shoe like the Clifton 10 with this. And on the treadmill, a lot of shoes will feel bouncier. This was not bouncy at all. It feels like it's lost some life, maybe because it's sitting in the office, but I've had shoes that are in there for a year plus around the same time as this. For example, the Alpahfly 3 that I got with way more miles than this, that's older and it has a lot more bounce. So I don't think it's because it's been sitting in the office. I think it's because this foam is just not tuned for excitement. So for a run like this, or for any run where you're going to be getting out here putting some serious time on feet, it's a nice pick. This feels like what the SC Trainer V3 should have been. The foam is slightly bouncier than that one. That was another completely boring shoe that did nothing for me. And I know some people like these platforms for the stability, for the comfort, but you can get a lot of what's in here, plus some modicum of fun in a shoe like the Hoka Cielo X1 OG, which is why that was such a goated shoe. It had the comfort, it had the stability, and it had the fun. In here you have the comfort and stability, but the fun quality is there's no fun. It's a zero. So that's the downside of this thing. Yes, it's going to be comfortable. Yes, it's going to be protective. Yes, it's going to be great for going long, but compared to the dozens of other race shoes I've tested, it is at the absolute bottom. The bottom, the last one, dead last snooze fest when it comes to the fun. This foam is 100% tuned for comfort. There's no fun at all. Even compared to the Edge pairs and the Sky pairs, those shoes for me were the least fun shoes that I've tested. The thing is with those, they're fun in that I can get out there and I can go. It's fun to slam some 520 pace. Those are like some dumped JDM cars, right? The Sky Paris and the Edge Paris, just streamlined, low to the ground. You want to bang some corners, you want to drift out. It's like Tokyo Drift in those. This thing is like, you know, it's like whenever I'm in Charlie's car and I start trying to mash the gas and then I remember she's there and I have to pull back, or she says, "Oh my gosh, Joanna, why are you driving my car like that?" That's what this is like. It's like trying to drive how you normally drive when your spouse is sitting next to you. Feels like fighting against the foam, trying to pick up the pace. There's just not a lot of fun. There's not a lot of unrestrained joy, and there's really no control on the front of the platform either here. That's the other issue. Because, and this is where the trade-offs come in, right? Because it is so comfortable and protective, the downside is there's not a lot of bite up here in the front, and when I'm trying to dig down, which I wasn't doing a whole lot there, but it's more of a mush sensation. Again, think of the mattress, or think of driving a big old minivan type SUV. We have a Grand Cherokee L. It's basically a minivan that they made boxier. Imagine trying to drive one of those things on the racetrack and mashing the gas. It's 0 to 60 in 8.5 seconds. It's not a very fast vehicle, not a very fast car. So some things just aren't made to be fast. This is not a fast race shoe. Very comfortable race shoe. It's just, with any shoe that I recommend, and when I did that video against the Alpahfly about a year ago, the Cielo OG hadn't hit the market yet, or it was just one or two, maybe I had one or two runs on it. That shoe really reset the bar for what we can expect in a stable race shoe. We can now expect fun. We should expect fun and speed for any sort of a race shoe, man. Even the Saucony, what is it called? Endorphin Trainer. That has more bounce to this thing and more fun than this thing. This is just a really boat-like shoe. So we have not been sleeping on this thing. That was my whole premise of this video. Have we been sleeping on the SC Elite V4? I wanted to see if maybe I was not giving it a fair shake. Is it underrated? Or this and that? No, this is not underrated. This is perfectly rated. I know a lot of people like it for a comfortable option. The one thing is, there is now a gap in the market with the Hoka Cielo OG gone away, replaced with the Cielo 2.0, and we're just now seeing all that inventory gone. I don't think there's very many sizes left at all of the Cielo OG. that are on Running Warehouse. So there's a gap in the market for a comfortable, stable race shoe. That's fun. And you theoretically you could get the Alphafly because it's decently stable, the Alphafly, with the wider base. It's just you got to put a lot of mustard into it to get anything back. With the Cielo, you could bop along at any pace and get something. I actually saw a guy when I was on the treadmill, he was jogging along in the Alphafly and just watching it. He was probably going around a 8:30 pace, but just watching that platform, it wasn't compressing at all. He was probably smaller than I am. So some of these more aggressive shoes, even if they're stable, you're not going to get the bounce because the foams and platforms are tuned a certain way. That's why I like the On Cloudboom Strike a lot. The stability in there isn't as good as the Cielo X1 OG. Another good one would be the Adidas Prime X Strung, and you can get that one, the Prime X Strung 2, you can get that one for $225. You can get that cheaper than this. That is way better for running fast. I actually did an interval fartlek workout in that where I was doing, I think it was 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off. I got down to 5 flat pace at the end for one of those 3 minutes. And it's not a nimble shoe, but there's tons of bounce. And a lot of the people on the Supple app who are 200 plus pounds, they've been saying that is their GOAT training shoe. That's their GOAT bounce shoe. Just super fun. So, and I would agree when I'm putting my maximal forces down, my aerobic power zone, right? VO2 max for me, pace, 100% of VO2 max would be around 505 pace. I just did that workout in the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 2, which decent stability, but really wacky, wild ride with the heel cut up. But that is a shoe, the Adidas Prime X Strung 2, that can stand up to some power, and that's going to be super bouncy and have decent stability. Not as comfortable here with the heel geometry. This is a more comfortable, relaxed platform, but you have to have some quirks are good, right? There are some weird quirks in the Adidas Prime X Strung 2. There are weird quirks in the Cielo. This is like if you engineered, like the minivan, right? You engineer the heart and soul and the fun and the rough edges out of a product. This is what you get. There's no aggression to it. It's like a warm blanket on a Tempur-Pedic mattress. So if that's what you're looking for in a race shoe, which I don't know why that would be what you're looking for in a race shoe, this is the pick. I think when the SC Elite V5 comes out, once this gets below $200, this is going to be an excellent long run shoe. Awesome protection. I don't even feel like I ran 20 miles. It was super easy to run on it. So that is the upside of the shoe, but we got to compare it against the category, and against the category just does not stand up to its intended purpose whatsoever. So comfort is 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10, just as comfortable as a Mag Max, and a lot of Max Cushion shoes more comfortable than the Super Blast, and I would take this over the Super Blast 10 out of 7 days of the week. But when we compare it to the race shoes, I'll go for a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 comfort if I'm getting a 9 out of 10 speed, 9 out of 10 fun, like the Cloudboom Strike, like the Adidas Prime X Strung 2. So those would be my two recommendations over this. If you're looking for something that is soft comfort, that would be the case of the Cloudboom Strike with the stability. Or if you're looking for something that is a power style running shoe that's going to have stability, stand up well to long hours, putting force through the platform, that's the Adidas Prime X Strung 2. All right, that's all I have for you today. This is not a banger. This is the opposite. This is an Ambien, and if that's what you're looking for, go ahead. But this is not Supple certified at $250 for a race shoe. Once it gets down to those long run shoe prices, then we'll be back in the conversation. All right, that's all I have for you today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Oh, I was going to say Soar singlet, by the way. It was good. It actually, it didn't stick to me as much as the other singlets I've used. The shorts didn't get that completely soaked vibe either. So the water shedding capability, the hydrophobic capability of those was great. Still, I don't know how expensive it was, though. I haven't even looked at the price. Just for me, if I'm going to buy running gear, I have a really hard time spending a lot of money on gear, which I know is ironic because I test all the shoes and buy the shoes, but the shoes, for the most part, are standard. A daily trainer is going to be $140 to $170. There are not very many $240 daily trainers, and the ones that are $240, they usually get panned on this channel if they don't live up to that price tag. But yeah, shout out to Soar. Appreciate them for sending me the stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be dropping a tuition payment on gear anytime soon, though.